Welcome, students. This is Mrs. Melvin, the instructional coach, and today we're really going to dig deeper into the meat of what makes your commentary a commentary, which is the analysis piece. So you can see from the 8th grade rubric around argumentative writing, as well as we're pulling in some of those narrative pieces in a commentary, that analysis involves bringing out the parts of the topic that are most significant to the audience. You are analyzing the relevance of that information, and you're really showing how it connects to and conveys that theme or that message that you're trying to relate. So when I think about analysis, for me, analysis is my own thinking, and it's what I'm doing as an author that keeps my reader nodding their head along with me, right? So I like to create this visual of they're reading my paper and they're nodding their head. Yes, I totally agree. I get it. Oh, that's such a good point, right? They are following along with my commentary, my argument, okay? And the goal of analysis as an 8th grader in this commentary is really to get your reader thinking about your topic differently. This isn't informational writing where I'm giving them facts, right? I am really trying to help shift their perspective about this topic I'm passionate enough to write about. So earlier we had you highlight your rough draft and kind of note your own thinking, right? What do you notice about the pattern of your highlighting? How much of that writing is really your words? Okay? In commentary, most of what you're writing should be your own words. That is your own commentary, right? And again, I like these visuals. I want it to be like a layered cake. The cake is my commentary, right? And I've got evidence layered in there, but I'm always coming back and I'm helping my reader interpret my evidence. So your goal is to make sure it's kind of at the end that you have that layered cake balance, that you've got the evidence, right? And you've got a variety of evidence like we talked about, but also you have your own thinking and explanation, that's your analysis in there that keeps your reader nodding along with you. So to clarify our understanding of what analysis is and also what it isn't, we're going to go through some examples, okay? So just an overview, analysis is much more than just saying this shows that, right? We've used that sentence stem. It's still an okay sentence stem, but we need to go beyond just summarizing our evidence for our reader. Instead, what we want to do is point out important aspects of the evidence, right? We're doing the interpretation for our reader so that they follow our argument. Okay, so here's an example of oftentimes what middle school writers tend to do in sort of a more traditional argumentative paper and why it's not analysis, okay? So we have this person who's writing about rats, right? They're beneficial to humans. Here's an example, you know, and they've got a good piece of evidence and they've added credibility. So John Muir, he's a nutritionist. Hey, this is why I should believe him. Rat meat is rich in protein. Right? Well, here's their attempted analysis. This shows that rats are a good food source for humans. It's weak. Here's much better analysis, right? First of all, you're going to notice that the pink, the analysis, is much longer, right? So I'm building that cake layer in my layered cake. Let's look at what they say. This is important because protein is important for every single creature's diet. Without the right proteins, no creature can survive. So here's why this is important, because protein, I can't live without it, right? Then they're going to go on and they're going to discuss some implications. So it's important to note that not all kinds of food can provide these kinds of proteins. So all in all, what this means is that rats might actually be important to solving the problem of world hunger, and 1 in 8 people around the world is now starving. So I start out with, hey, this is why it's important to you, the reader, is because you've got to have certain types of protein in order to survive, and not everything you eat is going to have that. And then here's implications for that wider audience. Okay, so as you're writing your commentary, you're writing to an audience that may not be super interested in your topic. They may not care about rats, but I can make them care by seeing the implications for a larger audience. Okay, and I'll be honest, this person went back and they did a little bit more research, right? Like, why is protein important? Why can't we get our proteins, right? And that can help you get to a deeper commentary. So next, what you're going to do is really study some mentor texts, because the best way to learn how to write is study how other authors are writing in this genre. Okay, so what we've done for you here are some Edpuzzle TED Talks. So they're really TED Talks, but we've put them in Edpuzzle where it's going to stop you and ask you some questions as you watch. And these questions are really going to help point out some of the techniques that speakers or writers of commentary use to analyze. Okay, so pay attention to juxtaposition and deconstruction, how authors are challenging stereotypes or using rhetorical questions. Okay, so watch 2 of these videos. If you're really interested, watch all 3. The videos range, from 7 to 12 minutes, but by answering those questions and really doing that close, steady work of a writer, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer. And then when you come back tomorrow or after this, there'll be another video that will kind of discuss some of those techniques. So again, if you have any questions, reach out and ask them. Hope you are having a great day. Thanks for listening.